That. Hey everyone, this is Matt from the Who Goes There podcast.
And Alia.
And we are in beautiful Telluride, Colorado at the Telluride Horror Show. And let me tell you, it was quite the trip to get here. We flew into Albuquerque, New Mexico, and had a 6-hour drive, which was absolutely gorgeous. There was a 2-mile stretch that was pretty terrifying, and I thought we were going to fall off a cliff. But we are here, and we will not be taking that ride home. So... we are here to give the day one wrap-up of the Telluride Horror Show, and we saw some great movies.
Yeah.
We met some awesome people, and some not-so-awesome people.
Yeah, luckily we didn't have to meet them. If I do, though.
Yeah. So before we start, let me just say, if you are somebody who is over the age of 8 years old, and you choose to speak through an entire movie, you are a horrible person, and you should die in a fire.
Maybe not that far.
Well,
but your parents failed.
Yeah. And if there's 6 of you in a group and you decide to talk through 2 movies, you should definitely be ashamed of yourself.
You need to get it kicked in the nuts.
So, we saw some great movies. The first movie we saw was Funhouse Massacre.
Super fucking fun.
Yeah. We're not going to really get into any of the movies because we don't know when you'll be able to actually see some of them, but we'll tell you a little bit about them and what we thought.
Well, Funhouse Massacre is being released the 17th of next month?
No, Friday, November 13th. It's going to be in college towns and major markets. LA is the closest to San Diego, but they will be at least 2 theaters. And the director and some of the cast will be in LA.
Yeah.
And
totally worth watching.
Definitely recommend that. It's
hilarious.
Would you say it's more of a horror comedy or a comedy horror?
Yeah, because it's not like very believable, but it's really, really funny. And it's very well written.
It had so much gore, so much practical effects. It's a who's who of B-list movie stars. You know, when you see somebody in a movie and you're kind of like, oh, it's that guy, but where do I know that guy from? That's this movie. And it's got Clint Howard, Ron Howard's younger, less successful brother, or older, I don't care, it doesn't matter, less successful brother. But I laughed so hard.
It was really good.
It's got Robert Englund in it. It's kind of a slasher flick, but there's 5 or 6 slashers in one flick. And the laughs...
It's not serious.
It's not serious at all. The laughs were really great, and the blood was so good.
Lots of really cool, namely bathroom fight.
Oh yeah, there's a pretty awesome bathroom fight. There is a sexy Hillary Clinton, and then there's a mountain of a man in that movie.
Don't forget Machete.
Oh yeah, the motherfucking machetes. I'll let Alia introduce this next movie because I know she
I enjoyed it more than he did.
Enjoyed this movie.
The second movie we watched yesterday was House
LLC.
LLC, excuse me.
Because they're a limited liability corporation.
Oh, got it. And it's basically about a group of 20-somethings that put on horror houses or haunted houses around Halloween for work. And they pretty much got more than they bargained for in their latest haunted house. It's really, really a slow moving movie. If you don't like a lot of talking, you probably won't have the patience for it.
I'd argue patience for the first 20-30 minutes.
Yeah. There was a couple moments where I was even like getting antsy and waiting for something to happen. But the creepy, scary parts are really, really scary. Really, really scary.
And when they kick in, so as Alia said, there was parts where we thought about leaving, and I wanted to leave probably about 20-30 minutes in because I'm like, this is really slow. I don't really care. And then when shit started happening,
yeah,
I kept wanting to go to concessions or go to the bathroom, and I literally could not bring myself to leave because if I was gone for longer than 2 minutes, I would have missed something.
And there is virtually no gore in Hell House.
Really, except for the last couple minutes.
Really up the atmosphere, without very many violence or anything like that. It's just really creepy.
Yeah. Definitely enjoyed House LLC. It's a found footage film. It's shot documentary style, and I really felt at the beginning this is how found footage should be done. More documentary style, more comprised footage and less found footage. But then it became more found footagey because the woman literally hands over a bag of found footage.
Yeah, of what they were recording, their making of the haunted house, basically.
So I'd say about 2/3 of the movie were great. I kind of was a little...
Nodding off a little bit.
Well, I was a little groany at the last, 10 minutes. I felt like they had a great opportunity to really explore some more, and they kind of wrapped everything up a little too quickly at the end.
It seemed like they probably have a pretty low budget. It didn't seem like they used a whole lot of money for it, I guess. There's not really a whole lot as far as effects or anything like that. It's just really, they do a really good job with the atmosphere. If you watch it, get ready for those chills running up and down your spine, because it's fucking creepy.
Yeah, a really effective use of jump scares. Not the obnoxious kind, but really effective ones. Next was, spoiler alert, a movie we're probably going to be doing for episode 52. It's a new Irish film called The Hallow.
Yeah.
And
that's star-studded as well. You
yeah.
see a couple of actors that you, if you're fans of Game of Thrones, you'll recognize.
Oh, yeah. Alia recognized them instantly.
Yeah, right away.
This film is probably the one film from day one that you're going to hear about through regular channels. It was prefaced by the introduction of, not my writer, but the guy introducing the film said, one of my writers in Toronto said, you need to drop everything you're doing and see The Hallow. It's the first movie that scared me in 10 years. And I really wish they wouldn't have said that, because I wasn't scared.
It upped the ante, and it really wasn't that scary. It was more suspenseful. And there is monsters, so they don't shy away from that. That's nice. It certainly had a few moments of a little shock, fright. But not what I would call scary.
And the monsters looked really great.
Yeah.
Chris Franco's going to love this. There was mostly practical effects from what I could tell. There was CG towards the end, and it was glaringly obvious.
But it was used tastefully, I think. And
minimal amounts. It's really, if you've seen a lot of horror movies, it's something you've seen before. But the director, whose name escapes me right now, Corbin something, he got the ability to do the Crow remake based off of the strength of this movie. That's also something I wish I hadn't heard, because I went into the movie with big expectations.
It's very well paced. I thought it was very enjoyable, except for a bunch of assholes that couldn't shut their they could, they wouldn't shut up during the movie. But it was good, and I highly recommend that one too.
Yeah.
Especially if you have kids. Especially if you believe.
I feel like it'd be a lot more powerful if you had children.
It's like fantasy supernatural.
We spoke with a couple that was sitting near us after the film, and he said, it's very powerful. I have children, and it was scary in that sense. And I said, well, maybe that's it. I don't have kids, so I just didn't care. But I think that's the one you're going to hear about, and I think we're going to see big things from this director, because regardless of how the actual movie was, it was beautifully shot. It was well paced, as Alia said, and the monsters looked incredible. I
mean, I don't want to put it all on the actors. They had some fantastic actors, but certainly the director also brings out the best in his actors. So it was really well done.
And now the fourth movie, the final movie of day one. This movie was, when Alia and I realized we were coming out here, we started looking at trailers for the films, and one of the first trailers we saw was for an anthology film called German Angst. And it looked absolutely bonkers.
Brutal.
And we had a hard time deciding between going and seeing German Angst, or there was another movie playing at the same time called Howl, which had the special effects makeup artist who worked on Dog Soldiers and The Descent, which are two amazing, incredible movies.
If you haven't watched either of those, go watch them.
And it was another werewolf movie, so he knows what he's doing when it comes to werewolves. But we had heard that German Angst was the most fucked up, depraved movie of the entire
that
festival.
we're gonna watch. Yeah, this whole festival.
So we had to see it. That's my style.
Of course.
What did you think first?
I thought it was very brutal. I thought all of the shorts were. I mean, they don't shy away from graphic violence. Pretty much, none of them did. And violence, and graphic violence specifically was something that was big throughout the three, especially in the second one though.
Oh yeah. I would argue that the first one had more graphic violence because
really? I don't know, the shovel in the face
in which one? The second one?
Yeah.
I don't remember a shovel.
Remember when they go and they're showing the flashback to the grandma?
Oh, right. Okay, so there was some. So I guess we can tell you a little bit about the segments. The first segment is basically a torture piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe revenge, because they say something about they mention a news story.
Yeah, it's like a revenge torture piece in the vein of I Spit on Your Grave. Really graphic in that one.
Yeah. Like a teen girl getting revenge on this older guy.
Yeah. There was definitely some incredible blood in that. The second one was a Polish couple who were tormented by a group of neo-Nazis, with a little bit of black magic thrown in. That one was probably one of the harder to watch too.
It was more thoughtful too. It was sad also. Man, yeah. It really had a lot going on for it. It's brutal and disgusting, but kind of sad anyways in the end, and very, very, very thoughtful, I think.
And quite a bit of the old ultra violence. And the third one had quite a bit of the old in out. Yeah. Which is weird because that's the first nudity we've seen through the festival. Maybe in Funhouse, but nope, definitely in Funhouse.
Yeah.
The third one was really kind of unexplainable without giving anything away. But we'll just say this: there are creatures, there is a lot of gore, there is a lot of sex, there is a lot of what the fuck. I don't know what else we could really say about
satanic.
Yeah, some of El Diablo,
which is also Satanism played big also in Hell House.
Yep.
I always like that. I don't know, it scares me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The first two movies we saw had haunted houses. The two of the movies had Satan in it.
Yeah.
And one of the movies was just different than everything else. But all in all, day one was a resounding success. The Telluride Horror Show has been incredible. Everybody's been really accommodating. This town is beautiful. I honestly want to move here. Aside from those asshole kids, I have no complaints about day one. What was your favorite film of the first day?
I'm gonna say, I don't know. I guess I would have to say it's a tie between the Hallow and German Angst.
Really?
Although I want to say Hell House because that one was the most impactful for me.
I will say this.
It scared the fucking crap out of me.
This woman has not grabbed my leg as hard as she did during Hell House LLC.
Yeah, excuse me,
and
LLC.
We've seen some crazy shit, but she was pretty freaked out about that one. I'm going to go with Funhouse Massacre because I love serial killers. I love slashers.
It was super fun.
And it was fun. It was really fun. And if you've listened to the show, which I'm sure you have because you're watching this video, I don't like much. I need to have it be extreme and over the top on all levels for me to enjoy it. And I think Funhouse Massacre absolutely was.
Yeah, it really, really, really was good. They're all very close. You can't really rank them.
A quick little look ahead as to what we're going to be looking at today. At 10 a.m., we're going to be watching a movie called They Look Like People. After that, we are watching Darling, which is Mickey Keating's new film. And as I've said 100 times on the show, go watch Mickey Keating's other new movie, Pod, which also stars friend of the show, Lauren Ashley Carter, who is in Darling as well. After that, we are going to see a special presentation of The Nightmare Before Christmas with director Henry Selick, who we got to meet yesterday, and I fanboyed the fuck out. After that, we get to eat some roast pig, and then we're going to see the new Henry Rollins cannibal movie, He Never Died. And then we're going to wrap up the night with the new Joe Begos film, also starring friend of the show, Lauren Ashley Carter, The Mind's Eye. So we're going to be in for quite a bit today, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not excited for the 6-hour drive back to Albuquerque or the 7 a.m. flight back to San Diego, but...
we signed up for it.
yeah, it's the price you pay. Well, this has been Matt for the Who Goes There podcast.
And Alia.
So check in on our Instagram and everything this weekend for more updates, and we'll have interviews with some people up in the coming days. And
should be fun.
See you at episode 51.